We're at the halfway stage of this match between the Bradford Bulls and the Wigan Warriors at the Grattan Stadium, Odsal, and Wigan ahead by 20 points to 0 as they prepare to get the second half underway here. Harrison Hansen has been excellent in a very, very good Wigan side in that first half, and with that wind blowing, as I said during the half-time analysis, they are blowing the Bradford Bulls off the park. But what does the next 40 minutes have in store for us? Well, as you can see, that kick-off from Richards, although it bounces, and there were 3 players there who didn't really look very interested in taking it up, the wind is in their faces in this second half.
Stay on the mark, Craig.
Here is Glenn Hall for Bradford.
Well, I'm sure that Steve McNamara will be hoping that the kicking game is an improvement on what they did in the first 40. Okay, it was into that pretty strong wind, but they got to utilise it to the best advantage. They really need field position to get back into this match.
Well, remember the playoff match in 2007. I know that the boot was on the foot then, but this fixture gave us the greatest comeback in Super League history when Wigan came up to snatch the match 31-30 against the Bradford Bulls. Can Bradford fashion something here? This is a chance. This is play on. Oh, no, it's all over the place. I think it might be a penalty here to Wigan because there's a Bradford man who was stood in front of the ball and therefore is offside. Nothing wrong with that.
No,
nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, Kearney got a boot to it. And then Sykes, well, did he come off Richards or did it come off Kearney?
It came off Kearney and Sykes picked it up, hence the penalty.
Well, this is one thing they didn't want. And you could see from the body language at half-time in the dressing room, Steve McNamara was furious. Could be right to be as well. They missed 8 tackles against Wigan's 1.
Here's Fielden for Wigan. There is Steve McNamara. Sent his men out. No doubt their ears ringing in this second 40. Amos Roberts goes down on the 3rd tackle. This set of 6 for Wigan. That's Sean O'Loughlin. They go right with Luluai. Not the best pass from Luluai. Just went into the side, I think, of was it Martin Gleeson? Not the best pass.
I think Gleeson was tackled before the ball hit him almost.
Glenn Hall will drive it forward.
Well, it's pretty hard. I mean, Nero wouldn't have known that the ball had gone to ground. He'd committed himself.
The champions look like they're getting back on the horse against Harlequins, leading 20 points to 4. 5 minutes of the second half gone.
Now,
Godwin.
Will they kick away? And they'll have to kick it now. That's good defence, but will they kick away to... in the first half, they were just trying it straight down the throat of Amos Roberts.
3 men lying deep for Wigan. That's a decent enough kick.
Bit too strong.
It just skips away.
At least he found terra firma. Not right down the throat of Roberts, who, I must say, is in scintillating form. So's this guy.
Right, let's go down to Bill on the halfway.
Eddie, really, Steve McNamara, the picture said it all, really let rip in that dressing room, and very disappointed with the approach from his side, and the fact that they were just, to use the old overused word, out-enthused by the opposition, real flat as a pancake in the first half from the Bulls side, and certainly expecting them to be fired up in this second 40 minutes. For Wigan Warriors, the news of George Carmond is that not only did he gash his knee in that tackle in the corner, he also picked up a groin strain, so a pretty innocuous looking incident has left him with double injury problems, and they're very unlikely, while he could come back at a push, they're very unlikely to put him back on, especially if the game continues to go the way for them as it is at the moment.
It's a case of deja vu here for Bradford, because as they fine touch Wigan with this kick, just the right side of the corner flag, in their first home game of the season, round 2 on Valentine's Day against St Helens, they were 20-0 down at half-time that day, and Saints went on and won the match by 38 points to 6. After that, they've beaten Castleford, they've beaten Salford, And so I think that Steve McNamara must have thought that the horror days were behind him. Well, they've not enjoyed the opening 45 minutes here so far tonight.
Simple factor, Eddie, if they don't have possession, you can't win the game of rugby league. They've lacked possession, they've lacked field position, and that was mainly due to the fact that they did struggle against that strong wind, but as of yet, they've only utilised it once in the second half.
They're on halfway here. Oh, that's a good ball to Craig Kopjak, and an even better ball to Godwin, and here is Carney, and Bradford get the first score of the second half. That's an excellent move from Bradford. Steadily improving as the season progresses, this guy. 2 tries against Castleford here 2 weeks ago, the former Cronulla man, and he has got over the whitewash tonight, and he has at least given Bradford some hope for what's to come in the next 35 minutes or so.
And it's a fine try as well. Back on the inside to Hall, and good support by Godwin, as every hooker should do. He's got the pace as this fella, Brett Carney, but it's the inside pass there from Orford. Hall came at it nice, kept their cool, panicked a little bit in the first stanza, but not on that occasion.
Brett Carney, 26 years of age, 3rd try of the season, and that could be a very timely try from him.
You know, this is an interesting kick here for Matt Orford. He missed an almost identical kick last week at Salford. Might be just a little nervous as he lines up with this one.
A much tighter match last week than this so far, and he has obviously been practicing this week. It's 6 points to Bradford, but 20 to Wigan.
Super play, Matt Orford, you can see he sucks in 3 would-be defenders. Hall gets through, and like all good hookers, they channel down the middle, and Kearney is there through. He's a good support player, and he has the pace.
So the converted try gets Bradford in the hunt. A high hanging kickoff. Halley misread it. The wind fooled him then. This is Glenn Hall who picks up the pieces for Bradford.
Well, he must have just lost it in the lights.
Well, I think Leeds have beaten Harlequins tonight, but maybe this one is suddenly swinging Bradford's way. The wind is at their backs.
Well, they made sure they got the ball over the whitewash on this occasion. It was a silly error in that first half that certainly didn't lift their spirits. And for once tonight, the home crowd are cheering.
Godwin. Yes, suddenly the Bradford supporters have found their voice, you're right. And that's Orford, and here is Warrency.
A lot more urgency as well in the Bradford play. Trying to get on with it. Wayne Godwin adds a lot of sparkle, doesn't he, at the dummy half position.
Kopjak, the Welsh international, plays the ball. Here is the try scorer, Carney. That's the last tackle. Quick play the ball. Orford comes back this way. Orford! Try for Orford! Or is it? Referee having a very close look, and he gives the try. 2 in 2 minutes for Bradford. The Bulls are back. Carney and Orford. The 2 men that Steve McNamara will be looking to throughout this campaign to spark the Bradford Bulls into the top 8 at least. Deacon comes on for Wigan as Bradford get back to within 10 points of the Wigan Warriors, and Orford's kick to come. The revival is gathering pace.
Scored by number 7.
Wonderful play by the former Manly Warringah star. And look at the speed of the mark. He looks as though he's just going to pass, and then his arm goes underneath. That's a great try. Good position by Phil Bentham. Knew he had to go low. No doubt. No doubt whatsoever. Can he add the extras?
Well, this to get Bradford back to within 8 points of the Wigan Warriors. And it just about scraped in inside the post, didn't it? 20 points to 12 though. Bradford, 2 quick tries, start of this second half, just what the doctor ordered.
Super stop. It looked as though he was going to farm it out to the left-hand side. You could see that the Wigan defence had just slid across a bit slow. Great play.
Well, an 8 or a 10-point win we talked about.
It's a red all square, isn't it? And that was a brave move from Matt Alford. It was the last tackle. The temptation is to pass or kick the ball wide to his left. But he had the confidence then to take on the defensive line, which is what all coaches want the half-backs to do from time to time. Even better if you can come up with 6 points.
Well, it's a different game than it was 10 minutes ago, fellas. And Deacon has come on to the action, as we said.
And ladies and gentlemen, a substitution for the Wigan Warriors. Number 19, Paul Deacon, goes on to replace number 9.
It's a great reception, Paul Deacon as well, from the Bradford crowd when his name was announced then by the PA announcer. And so they should. He was a fantastic servant to this club.
Well, it's a different outfit, isn't it? The Bulls, second half, they're confident, trying things.
Crooks with a good kick down the line. Roberts, though, patiently waited for it. Crooks following up, gets the tackle in. Here goes Joel Tompkins.
Brian, there are times when, as a coach, you've really got to give it to your players at half-time, isn't it?
Not too often. I think Steve was disappointed about the things that were in their control, like not finding touch, like a few errors on play 1 or 2. Cure that, get a fair share of possession, and we might just see Bradford be just as human, or Wigan be just as human as the Bradford team.
Real battle going on at the Willows. 14-12 now to the Catalan Dragons. And Hull have hit the front against the Castleford Tigers. 18 points to 12 at the KC Stadium. Leeds winning against Harlequins as well. Well, that's accidental offside off the head of Sean O'Loughlin from the kick by Deacon. The referee orders the turnover.
He just couldn't duck quick enough, could he? Sean O'Loughlin was saying to himself, what on earth's that coming at me? Well, they've got to steady the ship a little bit now. The Warriors have, as I say, they only missed 1 tackle in that first 40.
Well, they're being challenged, aren't they? Which is good. Godwin from dummy half for the Bradford Bulls finds Orford. He in turn finds Warrency. Godwin there again. Here's Langley. And it's Carney. Ball has gone to ground, but backwards. That was Nero who retained possession for his club. Godwin again. Up goes the kick off the boot of Orford. Oh, and Carney's hunting this. That's very well claimed. Oh, well claimed, it isn't.
Well, was it offside, Tompkins? Either way, it's going to be head and feed to the home side, and listen to this crowd go absolutely berserk. Did everything right. First mistake from the fullback Amos Roberts. Up until that point, he's having a superb match. But that's what you got to do.
A few jitters for Wigan. 20-0 up at half-time. The Bradford fans at last with something to shout about in this second half. Here is Halley. Deacon was after him. It's a good ball to Nero. And Bradford very much on the front foot here with Godwin.
Orford's the key.
He's directing the operations. Here is Orford. Gets the pass away to Paul Sykes. Oh, Sykes throws it in front of Jason Crooks. That's a chance gone begging.
Well, was it just a case of lack of communication here? Sykes really didn't have a little glance to see whether the youngster Jason Crooks was going to stay outside him, and I think you'll see that Crooks had decided to, I'm going inside. Oh, can't believe it. Matt Orford cannot believe it that they've thrown away a golden opportunity.
It was a great opportunity, wasn't it? Wigan, though, now will have to try and work the ball away from their own end of the field with Pat Richards. Bradford re-energised by this start they've made to the second half. They've had a better shake of the bag away from home over the past year or so. They had 7 wins away compared to just 4 at home in 2009. Although if you stretch it back to last year, they've won 3 of the last 4 matches at home. This is Luluai for Wigan. Last tackle.
Wait, balls, wait, go. Go on, wait.
Tompkins with a big deep kick downfield. Underneath it is Halley. And he gives it to Lestrange.
Well, he had plenty of time there, Sam Tompkins. Well, he misguided, just wasn't onto it.
Hull 30-12 against Castleford.
Move, 10, Tom, come on. Wait.
They've really got going in the second half, Hull, but it looks like it's been a real struggle against the Castleford Tigers. Well, Leeds, I think, have got that game well and truly won.
Hold, hold.
I think I read somewhere that Harlequins had about 7 or 8 first teamers out prior to that match at the Champions tonight.
Yeah, they're struggling. They're pretty low on numbers.
Up goes the kick from Orford. Roberts this time pouches it cleanly. Menzies following up, brings him down.
Not bad for the 36-year-old, is it? Boy, he gives his heart and soul to any club. Revitalised. That'll be the word that we're running through the mind of Steve McNamara. He'll be pleased with this. A lot more aggressive. There he is.
Well, there's too many good players out there for Bradford for them to be 20-0 down at half-time. I mean, maybe that was the core of the Steve McNamara message that he gave at the break.
Well, he should have to look at the fact that they didn't get many opportunities. You know, Wigan were just controlling the game. Not anymore. And that's not going to be a good kick unless it bounces, and it does.
It's claimed by Jason Crooks. This is Orford, and now Sykes trying to go round Pat Richards.
Wigan have got to be very careful that they don't give away a penalty.
I think Sam Tompkins got the ball here. Well, it's a knock-on, I think, against Bradford. It is.
Yeah. I think you'll find that Sykes lost it, and then
Halley lost it under pressure from Tompkins.
This is how the ball squirts out. Joel Tompkins was going into the tackle.
I think he knocked it out, and I think this is the knock-on that we're going to see here. Or is it then? If that's the case, it could actually be maybe head and feet to Bradford.
Could have gone either way, couldn't it?
Luluai at dummy half now for Wigan. Gives it to Bailey.
Wigan will go back to basics. They realise they've just got to get field position themselves, and this is where the kick into the corner. They'll have to keep it low. They're going to facing into a very strong wind.
Eamon O'Carroll plays the ball to Thomas Luluai. Gives it to Sam Tompkins. Here's Hansen again. Luluai once again. Short side with Joel Tompkins. Gets the ball away to Roberts. Desperate defence from Bradford. Here comes the last tackle for Wigan. Luluai gives it to Joel Tompkins. Oh, and he flicks the ball back into... That's off the Bradford man. Oh, it's the turnover, he says.
Well, it's all over the place, isn't it? Came off Menzies' shins.
Lynch for the Bradford Bulls.
Well, still plenty of time for the Bulls to get into a pretty good position. Remember, there was a period of play where Bradford were just trying to score on every single play. A lot more method to their game now.
Here's Warrancy again. Can't. Menzies. And Sykes. Wrestled to the ground by Tompkins, and he somehow stayed in the field of play. I think, was it Menzies kept him in the field, or was it Crooks?
I think it was Crooks that helped them out. That's a good kick. try to force the error. Watch Crooks here. No, you're not. He just gets it through. Then they try to get his head down, and he did very well. Good work by Paul Sykes and by the winger there, Jason Crooks. Well, Wigan in no hurry to form that.
Keep listening. Hold there, Bradford.
So Wigan with the scrum 10 metres away from their own line. Richards for the league leaders,
Wait. Go.
clinging on to their 100% home and away record. Cattle and Dragons are leading 2012 against the Salford City Reds. This is now Andy Coley.
Again, pretty good defence.
Hold. Go.
They've got to make sure that Wigan are
Oh,
deep.
that was forward. That was a forward pass.
Well, surely, what's a touch just doing in this end? I mean,
Wait. Go for.
We looked at it from this angle up here.
yep.
Deacon trying to get through the Bradford defence, gets Wigan to halfway. Luluwai, Tompkins, kick on the last. That's going to
Good
stay
kick,
in
yes.
the in-goal area. Oh, Crooks has got work to do. Does it well. Does it well, the teenager. Under a real examination in the first half, he was. Bradford fans screaming for offside.
Third. Move. Back on Wigan. Hold. Go.
Lestrange is the dummy half for Bradford.
4. Move. Go for.
This is Lynch.
5. Move.
Lestrange again, last tackle for Bradford, 10 metres inside his own half. Tries to angle the kick over the head of Richards. Just snakes out those long arms of his, pulls it down, Pat Richards. Only 8 points the difference between these two sides.
Go.
They'll try for Bradford here, and
Come on.
well, the fat would be in the fire.
2. Move. Get on the 10.
Roberts waits for Wigan. Goes in field to O'Loughlin.
Goes on to replace number 10, Andy Coley.
Stand up. Third. Go.
Luluwai. Deacon to Gleeson, back to Deacon. Scoots away from his former teammates.
But he's got the experience, hasn't he, Paul Deacon, to know when to just slow things down. Make sure that Wigan get back into the swing of things. They've just been off the boil for a moment, mainly due to the uplifting energy from the Bulls' defence.
Deacon hoists a high kick out towards the left touch line. Richards is after it.
Ratchets has caught it. Play on. Play on.
Play on, says the referee. It's going to be a goal line dropout here. No, it isn't, is it?
Richards passed it
Yep.
back. It's a dropout.
It is a goal line dropout, yes.
Passed it back, Richards.
He says Pat Richards passed this ball backwards.
And again, it's
Now, no, pass
been
it
a
back.
difficult night, hasn't it, for the winger Jason Crooks.
Ball.
Peppered him in the first half, and they've gone back to the same system.
His arms off.
Just a freak sometimes, isn't he, Pat Richards?
He threw the ball here backwards,
Yeah.
and it came
Off his leg.
off his own leg. Off his own leg. Still all right, though. It's not a knock-on, is it?
No.
Crowd are going potty at the referee, but he's got it right.
I think the Tompkins boys have been taught to play to the whistle, haven't they, in their backyard. Whenever the mum or dad was refereeing, you don't stop till it's over.
Stay on side.
Just worryingly for the other sides in Super League, there is a third Tompkins brother as well who's still at Wigan in the scholarship scheme, so there might be a time in the not too distant future when we see all three brothers out there.
Deacon was underneath the dropout, and here comes Eamon O'Carroll.
First. Move. Hold on, Andy. Wait for it.
And I'm reminded, Phil, that we could actually have an England team in the future of Burgess boys and Tompkins boys.
Move. Right, Steve.
Well,
Go.
close,
Yep.
That'd be
anyway.
half the side anyway, we've only got the other 6 to pick.
O'Loughlin.
Third. Move. Hold. Go.
Luluwai dummy half for Wigan. That's a good hit on Deacon.
Move. Both feet, lads. Go. 4.
Orford did well then. The man he replaced here at Bradford. Tompkins, though, up the middle for Wigan.
Move.
Last one.
And hold.
Scruton
Go.
on the deck. Luluwai. And it's Joel Tompkins, and he passes the ball behind Pat Richards. But he's claiming that it was touched in flight by a Bradford man.
Well, I'm amazed that Joel Tompkins didn't go on his own, and it is. Maybe Tompkins, with his weight, could have got through there. There's the gap. I reckon if Joel Tompkins had pinned back the ears and dived into it, it just touches the finger, doesn't it? And it is. Just touched it. Well spotted by the man with the flag on this side.
Well, can Wigan take advantage of that? This is Roberts. Bradford delaying the play of the ball, just letting their defence line up. Here comes Paliasina. Luluai. Ball's free to knock on by Thomas Luluai. The chance is gone. Bradford survive. They're still very much in this game.
Certainly are. Idea was good, but he lost possession. Good work by Halley. Had it under control. Just got squeezed out. Well, the minutes are ticking away. They can't hang around too much, Bradford. They realise they've got to try to get back in, making a few clean breaks. Wigan will be desperate to try to keep them down in their own quarter.
Here comes Langley for Bradford. Good hands. Reardon just pulled down. Important tackle that was by Bailey. This is Orford again. It's Elliot Whitehead. 10 metres inside the Wigan half. Lynch looking to offload and does. Oh, but Wigan have it back.
Great work from Bailey. You've got to be alert in this game. And you could see it just squeeze out. Got to it.
Here goes Paliasina.
Good run. Now they can try to get a quick play of the ball.
All right. Get square, Steve. Come on. Third. Move. Go.
Joel Tompkins plays the ball. Sam Tompkins takes over. Stuttering run, but halted on halfway. Tackle number 4.
And hold.
Well, Orford did not get out of the way.
He's claiming that his arm was trapped. You can see he's done the turtle anyway. I think he was trying to kid the referee, Phil Bentham.
Richards deposits the penalty into touch. Last July's 20-14 win here by Wigan marked the end of a sequence of 6 straight defeats in the weekly rounds on this ground for them. They did interrupt that win with the playoff win in 2007, of course, but in weekly rounds not been the happiest of hunting grounds for them. They're hanging on to their 20-12 situation here, although they are on the attack at the moment with Tompkins. And here is O'Loughlin. He's running strong as always, but halted. Sykes with the tackle. Paliasina looking for a chink in the defence. Luluai goes in centre field to Sam Tompkins. This is Paul Deacon.
Surely the lot for the kick, trying to get the second set of 6.
It comes to Sam Tompkins. He just drifts it over the top. Richards was there, but it was claimed by Paul Sykes. It's a restart on the 20. This is Orford.
I must say it was good work by Paul Sykes. He realises that the youngster Crooks has been peppered by those kicks into it. He got back there, a little bit of confidence, and helped him out.
Langley.
Big question is, can the Bulls stretch and get the gap out wide against this very strong Wigan defence?
Well, they're coming up the middle at the moment with Nero.
Move! Wait! Go!
Well, it's a bit of a humiliation, sadly, for Harlequins at Headingley. Menzies stabs the kick in.
Was it taken out? I think he was.
And was Crooks taken out? The touch judge is on.
Yeah, Menzies was taken out after he took the kick. This should be a penalty to Bradford.
I'll deal with it. Yeah, you can turn, but you've got to go in the direction of the ball. Okay.
Well, Hansen had committed himself.
I think it was the incident involving Crooks by Richards. Wasn't anything to do with that, it was there.
Yeah, Richards is taking Crooks out. Tried to block him off. I thought it was Menzies that had been taken out with them. But as I said, Hansen had already committed himself.
Well, here's a real chance for Bradford.
They've got to utilise the dummy runners as well. Just one out into this defence will not do them.
Here goes Lynch.
Remember, it was a switch of play that created the break for Carney to score, start the revival.
Lestrange to Carney. Here is Langley. Ball down by Harrison Hansen. Lestrange and Carney sees a gap and goes for it. It was closed by Bailey and Luluai. Lestrange again, gives it to Andy Lynch. Lynch trying to back his way. Leg is lifted by Fielding, it's held. Anxious eyes for Steve McNamara. Last tackle here. Orford back on the inside. It's Sykes, skips out of 1 and 2. Can't get the ball away, they went for broke.
Power play did not come off. We're calling for the inside pass, but full credit to the Warriors' defence. Came on the angle to the full-back, Dave Halley.
You know what was fascinating there, Eddie, was why Bradford never actually went towards that Paul Deakin side of the field out wide. 3 defenders in on the right for Wigan. You know, he's possibly the weakest link in Wigan's defensive line at that time on the try line. He's the smallest man they've got. Some of the Bradford players may have been able to power over him. And with 3 plays, they refused to go to him even on 1 option.
Last 10 minutes of the match, 8 points the gap. Wigan hanging on, have been examined by Bradford in this second half, which will please Steve McNamara better than the first 40, I'm sure of that, but nothing short of a victory will satisfy him the most. Last tackle here, good set here for Bradford. And Tompkins was under pressure then from Lestrange.
Legally, as far as I could see.
This is Jason Crooks, good strength from the youngster.
He was committed.
Now it's Whitehead for Bradford.
They've got to find that spark though of the Bulls. Maybe the chip over the top, just something a little bit different.
Langley, good run from Langley, great run from Langley. Not much support there though.
That was a problem. He was spinning in the tackle. They should have been right close to him.
This is Glenn Hall who'll drive it in. Tackle number 4 is completed for Bradford. They're 10 metres away. It's with Lestrange. Cut out pass and finds Orford. Orford! Great try! Second one for Matt Orford. Bradford suddenly have the sniff of something. So does Steve McNamara. And Matt Orford. Well, I said at the start of tonight's programme, he is coming to terms with life in the Super League. 2 tries here tonight. Impressive against Salford last week as well in the victory. And has that try just swung the balance of power very much the Bulls' way.
And it's an amazing stat to think that this man is more noted for being the creator, not the scorer. And yet, he has taken on this Wigan defence twice. Langley, superb run. That's what set it up. And then he said, I'll take you on again. Try number 2, throws the dummy. Back in the game. Tension mounts.
Well, Orford's try. And Orford, 2 from 2. This is a massive kick. 8 degrees, the target angle. Now then, he missed one at Salford last week. Ooh, and he's missed another one here tonight, but it's Still a try and a conversion, and Bradford win it. Wigan hanging on. Great finish, Brian.
Absolutely fantastic finish. Seeing the process that Bradford have gone through, they've created themselves a field position by looking after the ball. They look enthusiastic. They've troubled Wigan around the middle. They've got a huge chance here.
Yes, massive chance. They're going to get the ball back from the kick-off, of course. They have just shy of 7 minutes. 4 points the difference. Where's your money, Steve-O?
Oh, I'm as nervous as those players out there. They realise, to Wigan, that they've got to get good position. That's why they're digging it deep. They've got to get their defence. It just seems to have fallen off. I mean, when you look at a half-time score, 20-0, just amazing what the turnaround from the Bradford Bulls. Obviously, the stern lecture from Steve McNamara helped, but, you know, the two half-backs, which you never saw combine in the first half, Carney and Orford. And Orford taking them on, asking the questions.
Bradford coming home with a wet sail here, and with the wind at their backs. Oh, Catalan Dragons look like they're carrying on the agony for the Salford City Reds. 11 to go, they lead by 12 points. Here, 6 minutes remain, and it's 4 points the difference. Orford, that's a measured kick to the corner. It bounces nicely though for Amos Roberts. Now then, they'll hunt the mistake here from Wigan if they can. Orford directing the traffic behind them all. Drive forward by Darryl Goulding.
The new coach, Michael Maguire, now will find out whether they can dig deep. It's one thing holding a commanding lead and saying that everything is A-OK. Now, can they shut up the shop? Can they make it? Control it. Good kick and chase.
Well, they dug deep a fortnight ago at Warrington, didn't they, to come from behind themselves and win the match.
Yep.
Now it's a question of whether they can hang on in defence. Remember, it's the best attack, Wigan, and the best defence in Super League coming into round 5. But Bradford have found a way through them, and Deacon's kick will find Jason Crooks. And the chase from Wigan on that occasion was just a little laboured, perhaps. Bit of a worry for Michael Maguire, the man in the centre there of the screen. Well, here is Reardon for Bradford.
He'll be safety first and make sure that that defence is solid. Work as a unit. All it takes is for one just to fall off. We saw that with that wonderful run from the big fella Jamie Langley, and that's what Bradford need. Someone like that, just to break down that defence, get them on the back foot. Here he is again, working hard.
Yes, Langley has had a tremendous season. He topped the tackle count against Salford, 42, and he also made the most metres forward. But it's Matt Orford, the Director General. This is Halley.
He's trying to mimic the way that Brett Hodgson plays as fullback for Huddersfield Giants, the best player in this competition last year, trying to get himself close to the ball whenever he can. Chip over by Orford.
But Amos Roberts read that well.
Yeah, he's in fine form, isn't he, Roberts? Well, was it completed? Yes, said the referee.
No way through for Gleeson. That's 2 tackles gone.
Now, the last 3 kicks from Wigan have been very poor indeed. They've got to try to get over the opposition half.
Joel Tompkins.
4. Move. Wait. Go 4.
It's Riddell who gives it to Coley.
5.
That's the last for Wigan. They're only on halfway, so the kick will be absolutely priceless here.
Clear.
And Tompkins has hit that one dead in goal, so Bradford will come from the 20-metre line.
Well, would have been a better option perhaps to dig it over the whitewash, get the scrum down. Bradford would have had to rush back, set the scrum to stop the clock. But it's getting to that point now where Bradford realise it's they've got to try something different. They've just got to test their arm.
Hold, lads, hold. Go.
This is Nero for Bradford. That's 3 tackles gone. They're still shy of halfway. Lestrange, Glenn Hall, Orford, and this is Kopjak. Wigan smothering the man in possession.
Not only that, Eddie, they're trying the technique of being able to hold them down.
Carney.
They're getting there in numbers, but just spin him, Don't let him get that quick play of the ball. Did he drop that then, Carney?
Looked like it. Up it goes off the boot of Sykes. Spiralling around. Roberts safe as houses and away from Halley. He did this. Oh, he's dropped it. Chance to Bradford. Here's Reardon.
If he'd have got that straight away, Reardon could have squeezed in at the corner.
Just couldn't get it out there quick enough, could they? Here's Dave Halley. Bradford fans. Ball's gone backwards.
That's gone backwards, yeah. They're going berserk here. The home fans. He looked all over at half-time.
Can Bradford snatch this? It's Hall! They can! Hall over under the sticks! What a turnaround! It's like 2007 all over again. Only this time, the boot is on the other foot. Steve McNamara suffered the agony in the playoffs of 3 years ago. But now, Glenn Hall's try, and by the way, it's his first for the Bradford Bulls. The try under the sticks, the kick from Matt Orford, and it looks like Bradford are going to pick Wigan's pockets this time.
They cannot believe it. It all came about by the mistake from Amos Roberts. He's had a fine game, but this was the moment where Bradford realised they tried to get the ball out wide. He did bobbled around for Reardon, and then Hall, he just crashes over. They are going mad on the stands here and on the terracing, and what a time for the big fella. Oh, look at them celebrate. They know the seconds are ticking away. Can Matt Orford win it for the Bulls?
Well, this kick from bang in front to make it 22-20 to Bradford. 22-20 to Bradford it is. Orford 2 tries, Orford 4 goals, and it is the ultimate game of 2 halves, this. The kick-off to come, Bradford ought to be wary because Wigan goes short, but Bradford come up with the possession, Bradford come up with the victory, and Salford are beaten. The only 100% record in the Engage Super League goes west. That's it. What a win for Bradford. What a second half for Bradford. And Wigan cannot believe what's happened. They led 20-0 at the break. Bradford came back with 4 tries of their own in the second half, and Orford kicked 3 goals as opposed to Richards kicking 2 in the first half. The hero of 38 points last week outshone here at Odsal. Dismal faces on the Wigan terraces and in the Wigan jerseys. What a game, Phil. That wind, it's a 22-point win.
Well, you might be right with that. I think Wigan have experienced the agony and the ecstasy we've seen in the last 3 weeks over the Super League campaign. Wigan win a dramatic match in the last minute at Warrington when the decision went against Solomona. Here they've lost one right at the death, and full credit to Bradford to turn that around from a 20-point deficit at half-time. Takes some doing, and the Wigan supporters have to go home, lick their wounds and get ready for next week.
Unbelievable. The 3 new Aussies, Carney, Orford and Hall, have scored all the points in the second half for the Bradford Bulls. The lights went out just before the game started. Well, suddenly the spotlight is on Odsal and the gods are shining on the Bradford Bulls. That's the man of the match, Matt Orford. 4 goals, 2 tries. He's talking to Bill.
Matt, a well-deserved man of the match, bottle of champagne. Congratulations. Was that a sigh of relief when that kick went over at the end?
Yeah, it was, mate. It was pretty tough conditions to kick, so I was pretty nervous that last one. They're probably the hardest you get.
Well, talk about as hard as you get, to put yourself in that position, which you did, and probably got the talking to you deserved at half-time.
Yeah, mate, it's something we need to address. Once again, we got off to a slow start, and we're chasing our tail, and we're just doing too much defence and taking too much juice. So we need to learn from that and to the boys' credit, once again, they came back in that second 40, were a different side completely. So we need to get on with things and keep building.
Matt, I promise you, it does get warmer.
Yeah, I know, it's getting there, but we just need dry ground, that's all.
Matt, congratulations, man of the match again, £100 again to go to a charity of your choice.
Yeah, that's Bradford Bulls Foundation. We appreciate it. Thanks very much.
Thanks, Matt. Cheers. Let's bring Jamie Langley in. Had a stormer as well and pushed Matt look very close. And let's see just what was said at half-time.
I don't know, man. You know, we started really slow, and I think we did pretty much everything exactly opposite to what we trained all week with this game plan. So we just said, you know, 20 points. It's not a lot in rugby league, you know, 40 minutes, plenty of time. We just had to build some field position, create some good possession, and that's what we did. And you know, the points kept stacking up.
This is 3 in a row now. I mean, given that, you know, you went into the season with people asking questions about you, it's not a bad response.
Yeah, well, you know, we had a tough start to the season. We knew it was going to be tough. We had a very scratchy off-season with weather and conditions and 2 new half-backs, and everything sort of worked against us. So we were starting on back foot, 2 hard games, Huddersfield Saints. Fair enough, we put that behind us now. We've stacked 3 W's up, so we've got a bit of confidence behind us. We've just got to keep marching forward now.
It does a bundle of things, doesn't it? A bit of confidence.
It certainly does, yeah. And, you know, we had a confident outfit. We've got a strong team spirit here at Bulls, and we always have done. And, you know, we learnt a lot about adversity last year, you know, obviously which season we had. So we know we can come through the hard times, and we've done that. And hopefully we can kick on from here.
Thanks, Jamie. Well done tonight.
Cheers, Bill. Thank you very much.
Well, we said before the match that this was a real test of Bradford Bulls' character, and that's the scene right now in the dressing room of the Bradford Bulls. The coach patting everyone on the head. Look at half-time. This was his attitude at half-time, and I don't know what he said, but whatever he said, it has worked. It's worked a treat. And they've won by 22 points to 20. The match filled with drama right to the last minute when Glenn Hall plunged over for his try. The 3 new boys in 2010 come up with the 22 points for Bradford: Carney, Orford and Hall. Magnificent match. Well, Steve,